99.3 FM.
Radio Maria, Yatsani Voice, where Christ is the light, on 99.3 FM.
My name is Lista Zulu.
Bevan Kauma, Martin Esinfula.
Silver Speta, and I'm listening to Radio Maria, a Sunny Voice.
Radio Maria, your sunny voice, where Christ is the light.
It's a warm welcome to today's edition of the Lusaka Apex Medical University Radio Grand Round. I'm Stephen Chongompukul. Like always, we are coming to you from Lusaka on Radio Maria Sun Voice and also on Lumen TV and Radio Maria Chipata. As usual, I have my guest on the panel, Professor Taxon Lambert and Madam Shinondo. Good morning.
Morning, Mr. Chongo, morning.
How is Apex?
Okay, we are going on and rolling.
Okay. Madam Shinon.
Morning, Mr. Chongo. How are you?
What are we talking about?
So, first of all, greetings from Lusaka Apex Medical University. And just to give our viewers a quick reminder of what this program is about, this is the radio... Are we good?
Yeah, good.
This is the Radio Grand Round where we talk about the human body with a head-to-toe approach. And we talk about it part by part, and we discuss the various conditions, ailments, as well as management and treatment of the various parts of the body. This is to further help educate those of our students who are watching and listening, as well as to help further educate the general public. Now, we are still in the respiratory system. Now, we last touched on the alveoli, which is the very bottom of your lungs. Now this is where the gaseous exchange takes place, where deoxygenated blood is taken, or rather, yes, that is now, there's an exchange there where the oxygen you have inhaled is now exchanged with the waste products from your red blood cells, which could be carbon dioxide and any other types of waste that can be exhaled. So, in connection to the alveoli, now we will enter the circulatory system. Now, today we're going to touch on pulmonary circulation. Now, this one, it begins with deoxygenated blood returned from the body. Now, remember how our heart is divided into the left and right chambers? So, just to go through it again, this is the circulation. This circulation begins with deoxygenated blood returning from the body to the right atrium of the heart, where it is pumped out into the right ventricle to the lungs. So, just bear in mind, in your mind's eye, keep a mental picture that the heart, it pumps. Okay? It pumps out into the body, it goes, it comes back, pumps. So it's one whole system. Now, this one, I don't want to get too much into detail because I myself might get lost. So before we move on to Professor introducing it, I'd just like to remind our viewers and listeners that we have started our July 2022 intake, but you can still apply, you can still enroll, especially for our January 2023 intake. As well as, we still have other short courses going on, CPDs, which is continuous professional development programs, such as teaching methodology, and we have a wide array of short courses, ranging from fields in pharmacy to basic first aid and everything in between. So, yes.
Good.
Prof.
Thank you.
Salutations.
Thank you very much. Yes, I always start with greetings. Greetings from our Vice Chancellor, Professor Njelesani, our CEO, Professor Peter Mwawa, and indeed my colleague, Professor John Mudenda, Director of Medical Education. All the deans have forgotten to send the greetings, Mr. Chongo. There's the Deputy Vice Chancellor in charge of Research and Innovation, Professor Mlenga. Yes, my colleague. And and all the deans and the class representatives and the new students which we have been addressing, orienting them. So I say thank you. Amalumbo Kulilesa. No, I think this song is so important because it reminds us that we must be prayerful. Prayerful. The fact that what we discuss today is one of those areas where you appreciate God for having created such powerful organs. The heart and the lungs, they are in the one cavity, intrathoracic. And they are structurally close to each other, but functionally, what we will discuss today links the heart and the lungs, how they perform to support human life. So prayer is extremely important. But prayer should go with hard work, because we are humans, no? Hard work will give us bread, shima, you name it. It's hard work. Prayer will give us life. Life at present and the afterlife, which is the most important. The life on earth is limited in number of years. Adam, lived 930 years. But over the years, our grandparents lived that long. Over the years, the duration is reducing. So we must remain very well connected to our Creator, God. And you can do so by prayer. Prayer, you communicate to your God. You thank God for whatever you are doing. But you can also ask God to give you what you want. Opportunities, but make use of them. Remember the talent parable, the talent. Multiply your effort. Succeed. You know, King Solomon was the richest, but he prayed so well that God said, we have prayed well.
Okay.
So but you should never be too rich that you forget God. Don't be too rich and you forget God. Don't be too poor and you forget God. Again, it's another extreme. Job was made very poor by the devil, very poor, but he never forgot God. That is a very good example. And you can recover from poverty. So I think with these words, I wanted to say, I want to explain what Madam Shinondo has said. Today is extremely important because we have been looking at how air, oxygen, reaches the alveoli. The atmospheric air reaching the alveoli. We have gone through it. Now we are at the alveolar septum. What divides, what brings together the oxygen, air, and blood, red blood cells to come and carry the oxygen. Now, Madam Shinondo did it very well. Let's start by wasting material disposal, which is the carbon dioxide in the lung. So the body from head to toe is metabolizing to keep cells alive. But the products include carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide has to be removed from the body, and that is through the lungs. It has to be carried by red blood cells, hemoglobin. We call it deoxygenated blood from brain, from the toes to the lung. When it reaches there, it enters arteriolar capillary stage. Now the creation is so perfect. Listen to this point. The endothelial cells, the capillaries in the lung, has numerous projections. It is said in literature, 1 ml of blood, when it enters the capillary, it spreads out, looking at those projections, to a distance of 10 miles. I know when you are getting Great North Road from post office, but 10 miles, you know where it is. So 10 miles spread of 1 mil to make it so efficient that all the carbon dioxide must be released, let go into alveoli to be breathed out. Expiratory respiration will take it out. But oxygen, whenever red cells, hemoglobin are releasing carbon dioxide, oxygen is moving in to be carried to all parts of the body. This is the activity which I want us to have in mind. Endothelial cells. Now, the creation was so good because God knew that to be walking on 2 legs. So lungs will be higher. The heart is in the chest, higher. So when you look at the wall, the alveolar wall, it's properly made with a lot of fibrous tissue to support the amount of blood that collects in the alveoli, to let carbon dioxide out and let oxygen in. That exchange is the most important thing to understand. Now, if there is a problem there is inadequate oxygen taking up, or carbon dioxide is retained, the body becomes very sick. And there are many diseases that can affect that part of the body. Chronic obstructive pulmonary disease is one of them. And the chronic obstructive pulmonary disease destroys that part of the body through things like smoking. Smoking is very destructive. It's a habit which we can get rid of. Human habit. The creation was perfect, but our habit of smoking, we are destroying the alveoli. COVID-19, it destroys the alveolar cells. Alveolar epithelial cell number 1, type 1, that gets destroyed. And unfortunately, it's the cell that is the end cell. When it's destroyed forever. So someone will start getting breathlessness, what we call adult respiratory distress syndrome, smoking. But to make it worse, we have destroyed environmental systems that were keeping the atmospheric air in the concentrations that God gave us. I've said it before. God created nitrogen 78.09%, oxygen 20.95%, carbon dioxide 0.04%. This was the mixture God wanted us to maintain. But trees were finishing to remove trees. Trees were meant to clean up our atmospheric air by absorbing carbon dioxide and producing oxygen for us to breathe. But we must, as humanity, as the descendants of God's creation, Adam and Eve, our greatest parents, we must start restoring what God gave us. Just read what was in the Garden of Eden. We must go back to that environment. Then we'll be safe. Right now, there are too many diseases coming up. TB is destroying lungs. The dust now, when you wake up in the morning and you have that cough, early morning cough, please look at your sputum. It is becoming brownish, reddish. Be worried. It means you are overloading the alveoli with dust. Or too many red cells are getting destroyed. Alveoli are filling with destroyed red cells. And the phagocytes, these are special cells apart from red cells. Phagocytes do cleaning work. When you are asleep, ciliary system in the airway, the phagocytes, they trap the destroyed cells, the dust, and they take them up. So when you wake up, you tend to cough to clear your throat. Either you are swallowing, or you, lucky ones, they spit out. And then look at the sputum. Look at the sputum. If the sputum is changing color, please go to your nearest doctor and be examined. It may be a sign of congestive cardiac failure. It may be a sign that your lungs are filling with carbon material. Please check on that. Chest pain, coughing, breathlessness, adult respiratory distress syndrome will be increasing with climatic change.
Okay.
Thank
So
you.
you can summarize in Nyanja.
Ininyanja ziko lero tirukamba za apapu aviri na mtima vigwirizana motani. Mulungu anatipasa ivi viviri kuti vikhale mchifuwa. Vigwirizana pankhani yotenga mphepo ya bwino upitisa mthupi na mphepo ija yoyipa yasebenza ija ichokemo mthupi. Ndiye ntchito yake. So apapu abweretsa mphepo yabwino uchoka kubwalo. Magazi yabwere pompe wana mtima kuti yapite kwa apapu ikataye mphepo yoyipa ija notenga mphepo yabwino ukapereka mziwalo choka bongo, mtima, mphafa, mphewo, vonse vilandire magazi abwino. Andi mtima, bongo, ndiye chachikulu maningi mtupira muntu. Mulungu anatidalisa utipasa bongo la maganizo. So hilo bongo ilandira 4.5 mils of oxygen pa kambalika 100 grams of brain every minute. So bongo ni chachikulu chene ulandira oxygen mphepo yabwino nthawe na nthawe. Olotagona bongo lilandire oxygen mphepo yabwino ndimo zilili. So ngati mvera mchifuwo wa mukosomola, pitani kwa dotolo vanu mwamsanga akapime chavuta nchiyani. Mendo ngati ya vimba mukosomola, tamangirani kuchipatala akapime. maybe magazi sialulowa bwino kwa papu uchoka kumtima musazengereze pitani kwa dokotala wanu zikomo.
If you are joining us, our dear listeners, we are listening and watching the Lusaka Apex Medical University Radio Grand Round. And this is your program, our dear listeners and viewers. We are now opening the lines for you to interact with us. If you have any questions for the professor, he will be more than glad to answer. And kasi mwomvesera mulinampata manje wotuma malamya kuti mumvesere okapera mufunse zamene mufuno ziva pali topic ya lero na matopiki yenango. Manambala ya meti kuzinga ni 0972695200 0972695200 na 0956520277 0956520277. Madam Nondo, you want to fire a question on
Please and thank you.
Good.
Let me open the floor before the calls come in. Now, Professor, so you've spoken of infection in this part of the body. Now, before I ask you questions regarding tumors and the like, you said that when it comes to pulmonary circulation, this is now the meeting of red blood cells.
Yes.
Now, this is where they come in for gaseous exchange and the like. Now, if somebody has a blood infection, like sepsis or like, how does that affect respiration? Or rather, the gaseous exchange?
Yes. So, if there's infection, for example, septicemia, it will go all throughout the circulation. Even the lungs will be affected. So the function will be terribly affected. But let's say another attack like malaria. If there's a massive hemolysis, it means you are reducing red cells population going into the lungs. So it means the picking up oxygen will be affected. That is very, very dangerous. That's why the children who are in a crisis, they must be taken to the hospital quickly. And they do HB. One of the tests they will do is HB. If it's very low, they will even transfuse to bring up the red blood cells.
All right. We are now ready for the calls on 0972695200. Hello?
Hello.
Yeah, Kambisankon.
Tauka mwakabwanji.
Tauka Dr. Mwakabwanji.
Tauka mama.
Ndine Agnes kuminuvuli.
Yes.
Nikufuna okusako ine nimamvera uku kumbali ku left side uku. Munsi mwa bere uku. Nikafuna kupema so umavava vija kushita mwanga chirasa mukati, chirasira mukati.
Kalaso. Mushita monga kalaso. Mkambo opemera mkati chidonsa chivava mkati. Ndiye kuti mwina muchite mupapu mwanu mulima infection. Ngati si mpapu chaimo pleurisy. The pleural cover of your lung is having a problem. So mkati mupume kuti langa idzale na mphepo, papu adzale na mphepo. Adonsa paja lomba withandizo wawa. Uwawa kuja kulukuzani, nukuzani kuja kuti sizili bwino mkati umu. Musazengereze pitani kwa kuchipatala kakuoneni, apeze chilu wabisa nchiani, mulandire thandizo. Nukumbusa, ndiyo musosada kuti whistleblower. Please mupite kuchipatala. Akapima, and azapima papu, azapima so mtima popeza ni ku left hand side. Ndiye kuli mtima kwa menoko. Ziko
0972695200 kapena 0956520277. Hello? 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 I think Swali read nice. Wazatuma kankala. Okay, 0972695200. Hello? Bwino mwashuken mkwai.
I'm fine, my dear. I was waiting for your call. Our number one.
Nauka mai mwakabwa. Achongo mulumvera.
Sivimveka. Maybe we have a technical hitch.
Kambako mu system mulichongo maningi kanchani. Kambisa.
Muyeso tumafuti.
Kambani. No, namvera. Uwava mchifuwa ukosomola ndiye kuti vintu sivili bwino. Mwapapu simuli bwino. Mupite mwa msanga mkwapimiwe osazengereza please. Akamvere nakaja kopimira adokota paja akamvera poyamba zayang'ana chifuwa chanu chitumpa motani mkambo puma paja. Then azatenga kaja kopimira adokota akamvere kudzanjala manja na kudzanjala manzere. Kudzanjala manja na ngati azapeza kuti chiluva bisancha kuti. Ziko.
Okay. Ziko kwambiri 0972695200 ndiye nambara metituma na 0956520277. Hello? Bwino mkakamiseko mbuya?
Walibwanjwa dokota.
Libwino mfumu mulibwanji.
Libwino. Ngati muntu mendo ya vimba. Zifuko to anichinjani.
Chimako zinga mendo kuvimba?
Mendo ya tupa pati ukotomola kulibe.
Okay.
So, iyolomba.
Okay, munga kati mbere ku radio.
Ukosomola kulibe. Koma mendo ya vimba. Nijatina kamba kuti right ventricular failure, when it is occurring, it's the backflow. Because venous return is restricted. Because the pump is not pumping properly. So one of the earliest signs viyambo oneka kuti vuto lilimo mkati nutupa kwa mwendo yavidi yonse yavidi. Andi mkakaona mumkosi muno mulima veins, jugular veins that are also distended. But ngati sala ndila tandizo kipezeke vuto, usually ni right ventricular dysfunction, we call it like that. Angati ya choka pa dysfunction can come to right ventricular failure. Ndiyo tu palomba kwa pitiliza simendo chabe, mimba iyambo vimba, liva ikulirapo, osa pema bwino. But msaembekezere ukafika stage ija. Please pimiwani mwamsanga. Azamvera dokota. Nako pima kao kaja ka stethoscope. Azamvera mtima waku right hinds upema usevenza bwanji. Nandi kulivavu tikuti tricuspid valve. Azaipima azaimvere pa first heart sound. Azakuza ni vuto report. Ziko.
There's a corrective measure.
Yes. Oh yes.
Okay. Hello?
Mwashuke ngachongo.
Mkwae mwashuke mkwae.
Mkwae. Watoto mwashuke mkwae.
Mkwae.
Mkwae. Mwende na Brian kuna kubaa ule.
Oh good.
Mkwae. Tena nipata kwa uwase kule side kumwisi mula kalipa kana ngana drinki iliyonse. Ile kwa please manja mashizisho kwa mungano kuchapa.
Similar problem. Okay, vaumfa valalanda similar problem about. But for him it has been 2 years.
Yes. So what you need to do, the best advice. History maru kambira bwino so alufotokoza bwino mchivemba. Apite kuchipatara. Mwambiri ma health workers azamvera. akambe bwino chinayamba bwanji and chilukhala bwanji papita zaka zambiri apa. So infection in most cases it is affect on one side where the pain is, where the difficulty of breathing is. And mkaona patient waso ochosanisheti pemani mkati mpeme kubwalo kuoneka kuja kumene kuli vuto sikutukumuka monga kuja kuli bwino azayang'ana then aza gwiranso mchifuwa nubauza kuti kambani 99 ni vocal phlegmitis 99 alulinganiza ku left na ku right. Then azachita what we call percussion, azatapingamo mchifuwa uku right now. Then atenga jakopimira dokota amvera mphepo iyenda bwanji mkati mwapapu izapezeka vuto ngati yavutapo azatenga chest x-ray. Masiku yano ngati chest x-ray sikwanitsa azapita ku CT scan. Ngati CT scan sipanga azapita ku magnetic resonance imaging MRI. Ndiye final machine mpaka diagnosis will be found.
Okay. Hello. Hello. Bwino mwakabwa.
No ile nisino kusabo pa problem ya mendo. Koja kira kubuma jonyo. Uma kemaningi mambo baba. So siza waiga kati problem bwa.
Mendo yose abiri?
Yose abiri koja kira uko.
Inde. No, nanga mulibe vuto la sugar?
Kaipopilisa hapo?
Mzipimisa, nanga blood pressure yanu ilibwa?
Yose kaipopilisa hapo.
Amai, bonse mkapimiwe, ndawe zina munazaka zingati? Okay, ndawe zina kupansi kuja, akapima mitsempa ya yopeleka kumnofu, mitsempa yachoka mumsana ya libwanji, ndiye manevi. Nanga njira za magazi zipompa bwanji, difika bwanji, ndiye dosalis pedis artery palpation. Ndiponso mwina azatenga x-ray. Kuwena akala ntuma spa, pansi pa mwendo paja, because of weight bearing, ka spa kapanga. So kawa visa mwendo. Mupite kuchipatala msachedwe mama.
Alright. Siko mwakambiri pa 0972695200 tenga manambaza. Hello? Hello?
Hello, Dr. Mlibwanji.
Tilibwino mama mulibwa.
Pangono Dr. Chifuba nechima nivuta vyaka na vyaka. Nikaenda kliniki wangu nembra antibiotic socha.
Chibwera panthawe olo chingo bwera nthawe liyonse? Ibwera panthawe nthawe yozizira o nthawe ya mvula zili bwanji o nthawe liyonse?
Kasirako pangono kanipasa mankwala machana erythromycin na mwako futi sayamba futi.
Okay, ngati vavutatero amai chimene mufuniko ochita, chimene adokotala wana afuniko ochita, mukakosomole mankololodwa. Mankololodwa yakapimiwe, awone viru choka ni chiyani. Ngati ni bronchitis, tione kalombo kalupangisa bronchitis. Na kutaka kapeleka ku laboratory, awone what I'm referring to ni culture and the sensitivity of the sputum. That will solve the problem. Osa tichimtengera mankwala yai. Koma akatsimikize tsimitsimi. Kuti, kalombo kalimo ni yaka. Mankwala yafunika ni yaka. Laboratory ikatandize upeza.
Alright. Zikomo. Hello.
Hello, Mlibwanji.
Tilibwino.
Nilibwino Mlibwanja Dr. Rambat.
Tilibwino Mlibwanja amai.
Nilibwino. Nifuna ofusako na problem ya kukwanja imapwanya ambira hapa pa pikiti na hapa kudzanja kuma chita janzi kula right.
Ku right side.
Imapwanya maningi. Nani amba 2008.
Okay. Kuna kakala kutinza njala kumanzere sebena kamba pikiti wao kwa pikiti tioneso na mtima. Mbati nangadi kudzanjala manja pikiti ai mtima olikutali. So icho chifunika uko nupima monga tere mechite mphamvu ya uyendesa kwanja ichoka mumkosi mitsempa yochoka bongo la mumkosi tikuti spinal cord. So vayang'ane spine, cervical spine la mkosi, then aonenso mpikiti join libwanji andina mafupa yake mpaka vuto lipezeke mosa chedwa ndayo yakhalitsa 2008 up to now. Tienti peze mwa msanga china chisadzaye kuti njovu itoke mnyanga. Mwike konzero.
Okay, sikoma doctor.
Yeah, mama.
Sikoma kwambiri, we're still getting makozi pa 09726952. Hello.
Hello, vatongo mwavuka chani.
Mkwai mwa wombeni.
Mkwai vashinganga bonso mwavuka chani.
Taukafye wino. Yankani wadoko.
Nine vanangosa anokuchipata compound.
Good.
Alipata problemu kwamba patuleo nenze ninagona nawo kakuteni patuleo napeza kuti mzipe kutokera kukwatu kukurai right side kufika pa shoulder pa unadonzeka na tikapena sinagona pino. After 2 days naenda pata level 1 manani tumiza kupimisa BP manapeza BP niyokwera. That's why mambira so valani pasa mankwala nankara vijavopima after 1 hour baka vanuza tibolerani mkaboda days na bolela ko futa tia still mo BP touch third time wana ka number 4 vananiuza tia BP yankala nomo itebe bwino endani ku x-ray. Ninaenda ku x-ray kuja vananiuza kuti endani ku physio napeleka chija cha x-ray kuja vananiuza manerves yanankala disconnected. So vananembera mankwala adiflamu yoshinga yorabinga na nevriti na tablets na deep spray atimsebenzese for 30 days. 30 days inakwana sinamvirepo yobwino nagula futi again but ikwandenze ina zizila olokushota ako sinezo virapo chili chonse olomazi yakupya kwanji sinezo olokapo sinezo gwira ilibe manzi olotusi brush olonsima tabi sinezo tokandiwa vonsi. So manje hapa kuyambira uko kukwanja kufika pa shoulder hapa ilitabi bwino manje pa mwamba pa shoulder hapa olonkanyamula tebeka 5 lita kamanzi ni problem olona gurako cheki pyango kinchangeka tabeso nikalikumvera pa mwamba pa shoulder hapa pava papwanya kuipa olokugonera ko tini magonerako maningi. Ye vuta mene nini nayo bashinganga
yewo no mwakamba bwino ngako mafotokoza bwino andu ukoma kwake upola kulipo kwakhalira pamodzi pa pikiti apa pa shoulder. So mukayang'ana mabonzo ya mkosi shoulder ikhala supplied na C5 bone C5 and ndiye first bone ichita supply manerves what you call brachial plexus. Brachial plexus ni manerves kutoka C5 ukafika T1. So kuoneka konse ukukupansi kwa nyamuka kulupola pakhalira ndi pa C5. So akapima dokota azadziwapo kuti pali vutoni apa. So even x-ray or CT scan mwakambira bwino tere odwala angafunsa dokota kuti ngati sipaoneka atumize CT scan ikambe C4, C5 and C6 just pamene paja vuto lizapezeka because she's already localizing the point. You know, consequence of bipolar from T1 C8, C7, C6 kuoneka konse kwa kalabwino pakalira ndi pa C5. So adokota abwerere kwa kakambe buno mwakambira tere azathandiza adokota mpaka ipezeke vuto.
Alright, 0976.
Hello, Mauka.
Yeah, Mauka.
Chauka, adokota Lambadi, mazuka.
Nazuka kaya imwe mfumu.
Awe tazuka, wakwatu.
Inde ngako, machuka kwa mkamwa.
Awe, nene Lusaka, naine kwatu ni kusinda.
Sindio kwatu nanga nuna siya mchombo kwa nkuja.
Wamene kuja.
Zikomo.
Tipunziseni mwandini timvera.
Okay.
Mupitirize ndiposa tipempha Mulungu akupase ngoni masiku yambiri at least muzipunzisa maningi.
Zikomo.
Yewe zikomo doctor.
Zikomo mfumu zikomo.
Masiriza.
Asiriza
Okay, zikomo.
Amatitsuke kwa mkama.
0972695200. That's the power line. 0976. Hello? Hello?
Brother Wachongo, muli bwino?
Bwino muli bwa?
Bwino wa Dr. Lambert muli bwino?
Nili bwino mfumu yanga muli bwa?
Madam Shinondo muli bwino?
Bwino muli bwanje.
Yeah. Professor, ndina banda because I've noticed him sometime back ago. I can't when they were using a mask in the corona. And then this time we started using my mask because of COVID-19. But is it okay that the person can use a mask anytime he wants to because the air is polluted? Is it fine? That's my question. That's what I wanted to find out.
Very
okay, I can be using a mask on and on and on as long as I want.
Very good. Very good. Mamaski achita protect mzambiri. Makamaka mtauni muno dasti ruchuluka kwa mbiri. Munga vale maski. Mwaona maiko yakulu masite ya jama milioni ya wantu mu Beijing for example. New Delhi. Kuti wantu wambiri. Wavala maski sikambaka COVID-19. But air pollution. So, musa zengereze, musa kaike, koma ngati muli kumunda monga kuja kulufunsa kuli mitengo, mpepo ya bwino, ya freshi, mga valirenji maski. Koma ngati mpita kuli wantu wambiri, olo kuli fumbi, valani maski, olo COVID ikapite, valani nditu maski, iza kupulumusani mzambiri.
Zapulumusa mzambiri nditu 0972695200.
Hello, mwashukeni kwani.
Mkwai mwashukeni. Babuka bwino.
Mkwai, inani nkwata problem, nalikwata problem. Musi kuba, nalikwata eskola, chilani, kwamba mjanuari kasinga sometimes namba nokufira okupema so na kujanuari okufuna wota barasanga problem
yewo
kwa kama test MRI CT scan MRI spine and so sisi wekola kidi kuma patenta yankinga nambo kupema sometimes kuna walk in hospital but ina no bali meneka tabarasanga problem na mairoko na fune hospital so this was yenga ngafundisha kwa doctor.
Very good. Maona ndiye janna kamba kumbuyo huku amai chimene chifunika olo mtenge CT scan MRI sichithandiza ngati ni infection MRI singalongozi ngati ni infection CT scan singalongozi chifunika chinkhololodwa vija mukosomola vija vipite ku laboratory for culture and sensitivity to identify the infecting organism and test with different types of antibiotics which antibiotic is the most effective. Antibiotic iti yamenenga tupae tujatulombo. So chirufunika is not very difficult and not very expensive. Sputum examination. Nakuti popema dokota popima paja. Ayangane ni rangi iti yaku right or yaku left. Or is it both? You know? If it's bronchitis, both lungs will be affected. So I think aburerenso akaonane na dokota akakale pansi muno bwino akatenge history ya bwino akapime notenga vinkololodu opima mpaka izapezeka vuto
na solution izapezeka.
Yes.
Okay, we still are getting those calls. Hello?
sinikosomola
Oho.
nakamukoshita pakali pati pale kali papa kumina bati nda twakekopema nga kyafuma kifumase nshikola na kukola.
Yeah, she's dry. She's not coughing.
She's not coughing. Vichoka chabe.
Okay, what do you mean vichoka chabe?
Vikoso at vichani
mankolo lodwa.
Machoka chabe. Then amamba kukango pema.
So another thing she should look out for is an allergic element. Allergy. Something she's allergic to. It can be a dry, irritative cough. So history apereke buno ngati dry cough apange ni dry cough. And ngati china season apange season. So but adoko tapopima paja azamvera. You know ngati ni spasm in the lung, like what happens with asthmatic spasm. The doctor can pick that difficulty in breathing out. Breathing in is okay, but breathing out is difficult. We know it's asthmatic bronchitis. Sometimes it's a mixture of asthma and bronchitis. But akapimiwe bwino, because auchilema investigation, upima nako utipasa 60% of diagnosis comes from good history. Another 10 to 20% from physical examination. So you are left with a very small percentage for diagnostic investigations. And the general investigations when we are managing the patient. So abwerelenso please asachedwe kunyumba. Something is not right.
Okay. Something is not right. Amai mwambera kuenda ku hospital. 0972695200. Hello. Hello. Please ngatmutuma chokani kuchirimba oro chosankon volume completely. Timbera feedback yo ipa. Hello.
Hello.
Yeo. Tiri bwino.
Hello.
Tirumvera.
Chafuta ba gripa.
Amjala na kutika mwe. Kulonda kubuyo kuku. Nikaenda kwa hospital. Yeye tulipasa kwa
Shironda skip.
Tupu kitawa ikiwa kwa mwana.
Aha.
Sana futi na majoint hapa manja hapa ngamba kubaba niko nisakaliko.
Yeah, kwa kulika chirondako kuliko tupa kake pafupi pake.
Kulika chironda kwa mene kutako kwa mene.
Lombaka pena nikaja kwatu akutika nkombola.
Aha.
Nkankombola ka.
Sawa nikatika nkombola nikapita hospitali akapima. Sawa nikaja bekiu changa ki. Nchotuluka so.
Nchotuluka. No, this is what we call perianal painful conditions. Something is happening. And there's something. 2018.
2018 papasuka na manje.
No.
Batimba tani ukoza vose buno buno za bakivipea nipa nisokusinyamula buno buno. Na ijanga tina mimba mupokuta no chimbuzu. Jabe fu.
Yeah, is dyspeptic.
Pamono jabe basi nakala, but mimba simuwa.
Vuto lili kunyansi kwa mene oko. So, Lomba please ngati ni chironda, the last thing we can do, timatenga ko kambali ka chirondo kapimisa. Ningibwasi chipola bwanji chironda. And two, ngati mukhala constipated mkwambo chosa chimbuzi chouma chikwalulapo pa chironda singapole msanga. Vose vyenero dzivika hivyo. Nako kotupa ako mulu ukambako. Ni vambiri vinga chiteplizeli kulima hemorrhoids, kulima sentinel pile, kulima thrombotic pile, ni vambiri kuliperiano abscess, vambiri vinga tupe uko. So please bwerani kuchipatala. Akapime bwino, kutapeze chirutubu sanchiani, andi chironda icho njufua chiani si chipola.
Ngati advise bwana for instance makambati hearts too inga pange.
It's a scratch, yes. The dietary measures, you increase your vegetables and fruits until you are passing a soft stew. Mendonso akamba kuti mendo ya ruvuta. Yababa.
Wakati.
Okay. Ngati mendo yababa msana naonso ngazibaba chifukwa cha vironda vichaviridi close to the coccygeal, bones and of course sacral bones and all that. So akapitenso kuchipatala.
Okay, I think we get 2 more calls before we.
Hello.
Yeah.
Mauka bwino. Sauka. Awe ni tuma ikungolira munipitirira na kumwanipia na chakumutima.
Pepa na mai.
Mwasolenga chabe bwino.
Bwino mai.
Wadorini Rupenga.
Good.
Kumombe Postina. Ine nimepanga ya chikufi. New. I think yakwano wami mainga kwane. Chenze china vimba. Ta festi chenzo yamba ngati ufuna onka kugwada. Tizali la po. Olonkala pa toileti. Tizali la po. So, inabora ya vimba. After ya vimba, yankala monga nija mango ya mene ya pia na zuba ijaika ibokosa. Tambo tofia. Awa mpaka naenda ku kliniki, tuwanaone kilichonsi na bora naenda ku private. Excellent nachoka chebu nobino ya ku kliniki. Naenda ku private, wakuti kwende ifika special treatment. Wagwira hapo chabe na manja. Pege fluid. So wanabora wachosa fluid. After wachosa, manja paima nivuta, ichitika munga nije inachoka, ngatuye enda chitozeka tigudu. Munga uzagwa so. Munga mabonzo sio gwirana. Munga yanalekererana. So, wanabora wanchita advisor muzidia vibombo vangu pe. Mange chamene nifusa, imasila olo bwanji. Problemu ikalipo.
Okay. So palipavira mai pali the patella bone in relation to the knee joint. Ngati pali manzi pansi pa patella ndiye ajana chosako bati vuto likalimo sinapezeke. Ya jamazi pochosa paja amafuniko pereka ku laboratory kutaona chitisa mazinchi yani. Andi makamba utanatenga x-ray libwino. No kufunika ija vuto ilo sinapezeke kwene. Mulandi ya chabe mankwala mosa ziwa kutichiru vuti sanchiani. Ngati mazi azabwererapo, please pitani kuchipatala. Kwa kutaka chosa mazi aja. Yakapimiwe aone chiru chitisa ija vuto nchiani. Then azapasa culture and sensitivity report. That's the best way of treating conditions like this. Osa tichi mpasira mankwala lero tieseko penicillin, mairo tieseko uyesako esako simikizani na culture and sensitivity.
Okay, I think we can get the last call before kuseka program. Yeah, last is 0972695200. Hello, our last caller. Hello. Okay. You can call again 0972695200 or 09565200. Hello? 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 Okay, we seem to Watuma waiwala Watuma. Okay, we'll get the last one. Hello?
Hello. The Apex Radio show.
Yes, Chokan ku radio boss.
Okay, thank you. Mwaka bwanja professor.
Tauka mwaka bwanji.
Na kabwena panga. Atongo mwaka bwanji.
Tauka boss.
Yeah. Professor Nazaka 69. Come of late the past 5 months nisa pogora mazuro na kupazi kumatupa. Kumatupa, there is no pain in the numbness.
Kuwili konse.
Kuwili konse. Mazuru tabe nikango time to go to bed ni kutupa kumapazi.
Mulibe vuto la sugar?
Sugar nilibe napimisa lombapa.
Nanga blood pressure?
Blood pressure inaliko high at one time. But the sinikala nayo problem ya high blood pressure can be.
But mzipimitsa? Nomba, you know, chimene chilu chitsa akaenda mazuru apitoka gona ndipo vitupa olo kuchita numbness. I think ni bwino opima njira za magazi na mitsempha ya manevu mupimiwe hivyo, mupimiwe visevenza bwanji. Andiposo mtima kapompedwe ka mtima kali bwanji. Adokota wana kakuza inu kuti mavavu mkati mwa mtima yasevenza bwino, mtima ulupompa bwino. Mujatina kambira poyamba kuti right ventricular failure, one of the earliest things nuwa uvimba olowawa kwa mendo, makamako uvimba. Mukapimise please.
Okay. Minaso na question na Mr. Chongo. Mr. Chongo nifuna tandizo ya wajamucha presenter atabesuma namba sini iteza chukua nimankala kunchito pamene wacha program nifuna namba yao.
Mutume after program.
Ziko Mr. Chongo.
All right. Okay, we've come to the close of the program. Under a minute, Prof.
Thank you very much. No, I'm thanking the callers. Participation is very good. But ambuye vanu kwalibo tumakona. Mwachita connect Radio Maria.
Maningi so amvela.
Alumvela te?
Alumvela.
Mzuwa tumira kwa talk time. Okay, but I'm very happy with the participation. And also that our students, Apex University students, should be listening when they are off classes. They should be listening, so but should know how to handle the public concerns. It's a part of the teaching. They must be up to date with information, the whole body head to toe, so that if they are asked about topics which are outside the topic of the day, they should be able to handle this. That's what we want our students to master, the body that God gave us, head to toe, and how the body systems work and interact. So we have moved from respiratory system, we have entered the cardiovascular system, but in reverse, because we are starting from arterial capillary phase, we are going to go downward to the heart itself. Thank you.
Okay. I don't have much to add on to what Professor is saying. So even in less than a minute, otherwise I'd like to thank our viewers, listeners, as well as our students for tuning in. And as always, the more questions the public asks, the more we find out about what is really going on within the communities and how people are received by the medical experts. So today, what I've noticed, it's Professor, one that we should especially tackle when we get to the lower part of the body. It seems that people are having intestinal issues, especially towards the colon, towards the end. That seems to be a bit of a tricky issue. So most likely, in any illnesses within that area, and diet as always, because Professor always mentions that. So again, just to remind viewers, we are always enrolling. Currently, our July intake has already started, but you can still apply for the January 2023 intake. We still have various courses, short courses going on. So you can call admissions to find out more information on this. So you can call admissions on 097 413 7203. That's 097 4137203 for more information regarding our programs, the costs, payment plans, and anything else surrounding that. So, Professor, what did you say our next topic is?
No, we are going through now. We have entered the cardiovascular system. So next week we'll be talking about pulmonary hypertension.
Now, again, and I think we should do this. For viewers and listeners, that is your homework.
Yeah.
And you better come geared,
Yeah.
especially those who are able to localize their symptoms. People are quite sharp when it comes to that. So we look forward to your participation next week as well.
Right. Thank you so much to both of you for making an appearance and helping our dear listeners and viewers learn one or two things. So it remains for me to say thank you to you, our viewers and listeners on Radio Maria, on Lumen TV, and Radio Maria Chipata. And also I'd like to thank the production crew, Messi Mshanga and also Andrew Chone, our two camera persons. And Sydney Mwamaindo is directing the production this morning, and Mazombu Banda and Mwangani Renda on our console live here in the studio. So join us again next week at the same time. Stay healthy and bye for now.